Hi, I'm Saul, Port and Sava's AI assistant. Today we're going to talk about the Uniform Child Custody Enforcement Act. It's important to understand that one parent cannot simply move their child to another state without permission or a court order. The UCCJEA prevents that. If such a move happens, you have up to 6 months to take legal action in the child's original home state. This isn't just a New York rule, it's the law in 49 out of 50 states. This act establishes a uniform legal framework across the United States, aiming to prevent forum shopping, the practice of seeking a court in another state that is perceived as more favorable to one's case, and ensures that a child's best interests are at the forefront of any custody decision. It establishes clear guidelines for handling interstate custody disputes, which is increasingly important in today's mobile society, where family dynamics often transcend state lines. I want to make it clear that is a very basic overview of a very complex topic. This is not an area of self-help or the University of Google. Judges struggle with this area, so use this video as a jumping-off point in discussions with a lawyer. The UCCJEA home state is the state where the child has lived with a parent or guardian for at least 6 consecutive months before the start of custody proceedings. This prevents a parent from suddenly moving to another state to file for custody there. Once a state issues a custody order, it retains jurisdiction. This prevents the non-prevailing parent from seeking a different venue in hopes of a different outcome. The UCCJEA protects children by ensuring that custody orders are enforceable across state lines. While prioritizing their safety, particularly in cases involving domestic violence or abuse, the Act ensures that courts recognize and enforce out-of-state custody decisions where a child has not lived in any state long enough to establish a home state. For military families frequently relocated overseas, the UCCJEA permits a state where the child has significant connections and substantial evidence concerning their well-being to assume jurisdiction. Emergency jurisdiction provisions within the UCCJEA are vital for the immediate protection of children in danger. If a child is present in a state and faces imminent harm, this rule allows for temporary protective measures until a permanent jurisdictional determination can be made. Communication between New York courts and courts in other states is critical, especially if concurrent custody proceedings are underway. This coordination helps resolve emergencies, protect all parties' safety, and determine the scope of temporary orders, often through phone or video conferencing. Interstate custody cases present various legal challenges, such as when a victim of domestic violence seeks refuge in another state and needs an emergency custody order. The UCCJEA provides the legal framework to address these situations by typically favoring the child's home state, but allows for exceptions in urgent circumstances. Understanding and correctly applying the UCCJEA is crucial for protecting the best interests of children involved in interstate custody disputes. This act not only helps streamline legal processes, but also significantly contributes to the stability and protection of children's lives across state boundaries. By establishing clear jurisdictional guidelines and prioritizing the child's safety and welfare, the UCCJEA stands as a pivotal component of family law, especially in New York. Call Port and Sava for a free 15-minute telephone consultation at 516-352-2999.